If you've seen the title of this video, you know that it's time to reset, and I've had 1 month. So, again, I had my March Scrapathon and a Patreon. I didn't do too much on YouTube because I just did not have the time. I think altogether I have 50 plus pages and videos in the month of March. And I had 6 lives, and one of them was, over 2 hours. So I had a busy month, and I cleaned up many, many times. But this last week, I just gave a push just to get everything done. And I even started with April already. So I have, some stuff done for Patreon for April. But I decided that today I'm going to take a couple hours and I'm going to clean this mess. As you can tell, I already have the pattern paper and the leftovers, like my scraps, all put together. So now I just have to put them in, the plastic bags. But I thought I would take you along. If you need motivation to get your scrap room clean up, it's spring. It's time to get our spring cleaning done. I'm, a little bit every day, but today, it's time to reset this scrap room. So now I'm going to put you on fast forward, and we're going to chat while you watch me, clean. Fast forward. I wish I could clean this fast, but I can't. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put an audiobook on, maybe at some point put some music. It's a beautiful sunny day. I don't know if you can tell the window there. It's a beautiful sunny day. So it's fun to clean when it's nice and sunny like this. So let's get started. So when you start something that's this crazy, it can be a little overwhelming, and that's why a lot of times we'll walk in and then we'll just walk right back out and say, that's a problem for another day. But I tend to start always the same way. I find that once my main desk, which my desk is about 48 inches, so about 4 feet by about 10 feet, which is a lot of desk. But what that means is that there's room for lots of mess. And I have to say, yes, I did create 50 plus, videos, pages. I had 6 lives, and I almost cleaned every single time in between layouts. It was probably only the last maybe 3 layouts that I didn't clean up in between. And I also had a live. And I think what contributed to this, and it might seem like it's unrelated, but because of this happening, I had to spend so many hours on that, and I still haven't figured out the problem. And I vaguely seem to remember that this happened before. So if I can figure out how to fix this problem, I am this time going to write it down in my notes because it's frustrating. What's happening is when I'm filming real-time videos, at the beginning of the video, it's almost like there's no sound, and then all of a sudden my voice comes on full force, and it will do that randomly throughout the video. Now, I've done all kinds of searches, and this person said that they did, this and that and the other thing. I've tried everything, and the only thing I can figure is that Apple did an iOS update, and it messed up with my phone, and I don't know. I'm due for, an upgrade. How weird that my phone is acting up when I'm due for an upgrade. And I totally don't want to get a new phone because my phone is working, it was working fine. So I'm still working on that. And so today what I decided to do was just clean up my room, and still at the same time trying to figure out what's doing that with my phone. I mean, the videos for YouTube, most of them I'm going to be doing a voiceover, so that won't be affecting that. But all my videos for Patreon, the advantage of, being on Patreon is that, one, all the videos are exclusive. I did a bit of research, and a lot of people that are, Patreon, not members, but the person doing the Patreon, the advantage for a patron is that you get the video that goes on YouTube a day before. For me, that's not what it is. Everything on Patreon is exclusive, including exclusive digital prints. So I just remembered that today, actually, when I was cleaning up, that I still have my old phones. Actually, you can see them there right on the desk. And so I plugged one in and it's charging up, and I'll be recording with those. There was nothing wrong with that phone either when I got rid of it. It was because there wasn't enough storage. I need so much storage on my phone because of all the videos that I film. But anyway, all that to say, the last few days, that's probably why I didn't put everything away, just because I was just going right back to, trying to fix what was going on with my phone. So one of the first things that I always do is I separate everything that's on my desk. I put all together the pattern papers and the cardstock, and then I take those big baggies, and in this case, I filled up 3 baggies of scraps from all my pages that I got done in March between the Scrapathon and Patreon. Then I always have a bunch of those baggies, empty baggies, because that's where I keep my page kits, right? So at the end of a big month like that, I probably had 40 of those big baggies to put away. So I put those away. Then I gather up all the pictures, because what happens is, let's say if I put a bunch of pictures in a page kit and I only end up using 3 out of the 6 pictures that were in there, well, of course I don't put the pictures back right away. I'll just stack them all up, and then I will put the pictures back where they belong. And one of the things that I did last time was I made some dividers for my pictures, so it was really easy to put those pictures back where they belong this time, which was really nice. Then I go and look and see what's garbage, what is really, really tiny pieces of cardstock, or maybe paper strips that just have the manufacturer's name on it. Just chuck those, get rid of those. And then I just go basically from the top of the pile down. Then I put all the embellishments together and I put those away. And I don't know if you can see that black, almost like TV-like, almost right across from where I am right now. It's right in front of my my Calyx. That's my new bike. That's my Echelon bike. And I have it in my craft room. So I'm still trying to figure out how to have that in my craft room so it doesn't feel like it's in the way. Then here I'm, separating the embellishments, and then I have a drawer. I'm going to put everything in there. And then next time I make page kits, I'll grab those first and try to use some of them. So one thing I did forget to mention, this is going to be sort of like a mini series before I start, posting on Facebook more consistently again. I figured I needed to reset. I needed to get my room reset. There's a bunch of stuff that I want to get done. So today, what we're going to see is basically just the top of my desk that I'm going to get done. Another thing is I have a shelf behind me. I'm not going to move the camera. I'm just basically grabbing what's on that shelf that wasn't put away, and I'm going to bring it over to this desk, and I'm going to make sure to put all of that away. I'm going to end up putting all my thickers away, and we'll see that in a little bit. But I didn't do in front of my work area. I didn't do that today. That's going to be something that I'm going to be working on tomorrow. This is where I'm grabbing stuff from that shelf behind me, and I'm bringing it, to my clean area now, and I'm going to put the stuff away that way. And then that way I have a nice big area to sort. And also it's a stand-up height, and the other counter is way lower. So if I was doing this at the next counter, I would be giving myself, sore backs or a sore back. And these files here is where I keep my digital prints. And of course, since I did this last time, I ended up, we ended up releasing a whole bunch of digital prints, which I've printed them, but I didn't put them away. So I'm going to take this time to go through the digital prints that are all printed. It's mostly the books and the two types of tags, both in the grid and the lined format. Which reminds me, it is our 1 year anniversary that Josh and I started these, digital prints adventure. So everything in our store is now 50% off. We have over 1,000 digital prints ranging from viewfinders to circles to tags to frames to Christmas stuff to fall stuff to wood slices. So many choices. But the link is in the description box below, or you can go to NicoleJones91.com. So you can see this is where I am folding all those plastic bags. Now I paid probably about $30 for 100 bags, but I'm going to be using those for years, because every time, that I finish with them, I put them back in the box, and then I reuse them. And sometimes, after many years, they will tear, but I will just take like a washi tape and just, glue over that tear, or put a washi tape over that tear, and I still use it, even though it's not perfect. But I wish that I could speed myself up this much as I'm cleaning in real life, because that would really help. Now this box here, I had a couple of boxes, and that's from the Kit Club that I'm part of, and it's from a local scrapbooking store that I have here. So I decided to just put everything in that box, and I'm going to keep it separate. And because the rule this year is, if I do bring something new into my craft room, I need to use it fairly quickly. Now those are inks for my printer, because I do print a lot of stuff. So I kind of did this hack where my inks were not refillable, but I just Googled it for my printer, and I had to do this thing to each of my inks, and then I had to buy a resetter from this company, and I also bought some refill inks, and it's working fine. It probably took me, the first time, a good 5 hours to get all of my inks able to do that, but it was totally worth it, because my inks are about $20 a color, and I have 8 colors in my printers. So, $160 a month is a bit much. So what I now, and it probably would have been more than that, because I refill my inks sometimes two times a month, sometimes 3 times a month. So, between $200 and $600 in ink. It was totally worth it to spend an entire afternoon to do that. Now I have to say, I think probably after maybe 15 refills, I'm going to have to exchange the inks, and then I'll have to go through the paint again to, get it working so that I can add inks to it. But usually, after I get quite a few of these printed out, I will take the time, and I'm dividing it right now by the assorted. So I have, you know, the seasoned spices, the cozy cafe, the radiant rainbow, so on and so forth. And then I'm also dividing it by color. And then I'm making little piles, and then I'm going to go get the file. What I have is, you see it right across from me with the little gray thing that holds file folders. Well, I have two of those. It actually came in one package. And one of them, I keep all my colors in there. And then the other one that is on my big table, I keep the seasonal stuff there. So I have my fall die cuts, I have my Christmas die cuts, I have my letters, I have my grid papers, and I have my scrapbooking words. I keep those right here next to me, and my tiny letters also. But I found that keeping my digital prints into files like this, one, I can find them a whole lot easier, and two, whenever I'm running low on something, I can pretty much tell, because if I look in the file and I can't find any labels in blue, then I know that I'm totally out, and I can just, you know, bring my computer upstairs and print some blue labels. And this took me maybe, you know, 10-15 minutes to get all of those digital prints sorted out again. And usually when because I make page kits, I put the digital prints that I need within the page kit, and then I can put that digital print away right away. So this is where you see me plugging in that phone, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be filming with this camera for the real-time videos. Now I moved the camera over. While I was doing all this, what I was doing was I was stacking up my thickers, and now I'm dividing them by color, so that when I open the drawer, I can just, you know, open the drawer for brown and put all the browns in, and then the yellow, and so that I don't have to open the drawer, you know, 50 times. And I think that's the key to speeding up, you know, putting stuff away, is you put like items together, and then you're not making 50 trips around your craft room. You just go to one area one time, and you just put everything away. So normally I have pictures showing you what it looks like, but not this time, because I am not quite done. We're going to have, like I said, a little mini series, and at the end of that, I'll show you what my craft room looks like. But that's it. That's going to be it for today.